Start. Avo, thank you. Welcome. Luke, thank you for asking the questions. Please go ahead, get started.
Okay. Tell me when you were born.
I was born in January 8. Actually, I had to choose a date. I didn't exactly know. I'm guessing it was January 8, 1929.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Huh?
Brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 3 sisters and 1 brother. I had another brother that had died before me. I never saw him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. What was your birth order? Oldest, youngest, etc.
What was it?
Birth order, as in like who was the oldest in your family?
Oh,
Who's
I'm the
youngest?
middle.
You're the middle. Okay.
Yeah. I'm the middle child.
Mm.
I have 2 younger ones and 2 older ones.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Okay. What brother or sister were you closest to, and what's your best friend's name?
The sister that was 4 years younger than me, I lived with her. She and I rented. We went to another city, so we had to rent an apartment together. That's how we got close. And she used to cook and take care of me, do my clothes.
Took good care of you.
Her name was Rose,
Rose. Okay.
and she died of breast cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A few years ago. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was your best friend's name when you were a young child?
Jacob.
Jacob. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell me like a story about your best friend or Jacob?
Well, he and I, in fact, we went to a park one Sunday morning on the bike, and then we were trying to challenge each other. So we got on the bike. I was hoping he would stop. He was hoping I would stop. We went 60 miles, and we were so tired. We crossed into Turkey without knowing we were in Turkey. And this
Wow.
is the ISIS headquarters right now, where we went.
Yeah.
How old were you when
We
you did
were
this?
about 15 or 16,
Young boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about your age, Luke.
and we paddled.
Like,
And then when I
right-
came back home, about 8 or 10 o'clock at night, my mom says, in bed, my feet were going like that.
Couldn't stop, huh? Yeah. Wow.
Inertia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what is the name of your primary school, kindergarten through 6th grade?
What was my primary school?
When you were a young boy, where'd you go to school?
Oh, I went to a private Christian school,
And this is in Syria.
evangelical school.
In Syria?
I couldn't afford it, and in fact, some very Christian guy, he saw that I was walking with wooden shoes in the snow, and he came during the recess, held my hand, took me to the shopping center, they call it the souk, and bought me an old pair of shoes I will never forget, and I will always remember him. His name was John or Hovannes Shinorokin.
Okay. What a gift you got when you were
Yeah,
young
I still
boy.
remember him.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's such a good deed to me.
Very kind man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw how Christian spirit moves people.
It does.
Since then I've received a lot of gifts and other things, but that's one so unique.
Of course. Of course.
All right. What was your middle school?
Uh,
Middle school.
Like after
Oh,
primary
there was no
school.
middle school. We had elementary school and high school. In this country too.
Oh no!
There
Actually,
was no
I
middle-
actually went to a school that did the same thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No, he did.
I
He
did.
went from
Yeah.
K through
Yeah,
8.
in
yeah.
private
great,
schools
yeah.
do not have middle schools.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it just goes from nursery. Well, for my
Yeah,
school, anyways,
yeah.
it goes from nursery all the way to 8th grade. So
By the way, have you seen my book?
No, we haven't seen your book.
I haven't.
Shall I show him?
Oh, really?
I used to
Good.
lecture for him, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And I have a chapter about him, and this is about,
What is the book about, Avo?
it's not about me,
No.
about Helen Keller,
Helen Keller. Okay.
about Dr. King.
Dr.
I had a quarrel with the KKK. They fed me, I lectured in 20 countries, 20 states. I escaped from Syria. This is, let me see, 33. here I'm giving out diplomas as a school principal. I had to work 1 year in college. Yeah, I had to work 1 year and then teach 1 year.
I see.
Study 1 year, teach 1 year
Okay.
for my education.
That's very good.
It was private education. I used to rent books, textbooks.
What was your field when you were a teacher? What did you teach?
When I was teaching,
Yeah.
I speak 6 languages, and I teach right now. I used to teach French, but I'm teaching Spanish and English. And today I was teaching science.
Very good.
Yeah, I used to teach Arabic and other languages, but nobody wants it anymore.
No.
So the 4 of the languages that I know how to speak or read or write are useless now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nobody needs them.
Do you enjoy teaching? Do you enjoy
I
it?
love teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go back through the history. So
Okay.
when you graduated high school, let's start there, Luke.
Oh, okay. Did you have a job as a young person or young?
Oh, when I was 8, on the way to school, I would wake up at 5:30, go to the bakery, get a tray full of what do they call this, sweet bread, and sell it, make some money, and go into school. Sometimes I would be embarrassed. I didn't know where to keep the tray, so I didn't want my teachers to see that I was carrying an empty tray.
Oh.
Oh.
So you had to hide it or something?
Yeah, I had it on the desk, and we used to make our own ink
Really?
with the ink well.
How did you make the ink?
Oh, I got powder ink, and my mother used to boil water for me. I would stir it, mix it, and then take it to school in an inkwell.
No, there you go. That's very industrious. Very good. What did
You
you?
don't know what an inkwell is, do you?
No.
I think I kind of do actually.
You know what a ballpoint pen? Before that, you know, in the revolutionary times, they had a feather, and you would dip it in ink,
Yes.
and then you'd write,
Yeah,
and then you'd
yeah,
dip
yeah.
it in ink.
I know
But
what
that's
that
what
is.
he's
Yeah.
talking about. He's talking about an ink well, where you dip it in the ink.
Yeah, like that.
And then
it looks
occasionally
like
somebody
this,
would drop
right?
it on the floor.
Oh yeah, and make a mess.
Yeah,
right?
this is my family.
Very nice.
This is the sister that I was closest.
Okay. Out of high school or out of college, like what job did you have?
Oh, I have been a teacher almost all my life. I used to do private education teaching here and there, and I have always been working. I worked in an ice cream parlor, I worked in a bicycle shop, I worked in a foundry. My mother used to say, "You're the butt of mover." So she says, I would come home 2 weeks later and says, I need some capital. I know what to do with that because I have learned everything about that trade.
Ah, you're a hardworking guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I enjoyed, yeah.
yeah. Work is good. You know, when you work.
I worked as a waiter and I worked as some of the, as I said, bicycle shop, foundry, and all kinds of jobs, mechanic, the sheet metal. One thing I never understood, the boss would tell me to make from the sheet metal, I would hold them, and then we used to make sewer pipes out of huge big and then we would take also water heaters. I just couldn't, I would ask him, why is there a big hole in the middle of the pot? I said, well, if you want to warm water, you don't need a hole in the middle of the pot.
it just gonna, like,
But this
fall
was a water heater. I didn't know that rich people had water heaters because I had never seen one work. All I knew that we were making it. I didn't know. I said, well, people are crazy. Why should you put a big hole in the middle of the pot?
So you learned a little bit about machines, you know, and how they work. Yeah, very good. Tell us a little bit about Syria and how dangerous it was when you were a boy.
One of the pastimes were challenging each other, daring each other. People would bring onions and grapes and vegetables to sell on a camel.
Okay.
And as kids, 8 or 10 years old, we would to challenge each other. I dare you to pass under the belly of the
Oh, no.
camel, which I got hit several times.
Did you?
But I was hurt. Luckily, God saved me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, several times. Also, we used to still ride in the back of 2-horse-driven, what do you call those, like covered wagons. And we used to go hide underneath, and people would notice it, would whip us, and then we would fall out.
Oh no. What do you think about camels as
Well, I
animals?
love camels. I used
Yeah.
to get, we couldn't afford a donkey. Our neighbors had a donkey. I wanted a donkey too, but we couldn't afford it. So we used to still ride on other people's donkeys. I've been on a water buffalo, I've been on a horse, I've been on a camelback, I've been on an elephant back.
And when you met your wife, she helped you get to America, right? Did she?
No, I had,
You were you already in
I was,
America?
in fact, the reason I'm here, it's in my book.
Yes.
There is an AA group in Anaheim.
Oh.
They were meeting in a church on a Thursday night. And one of my professors was on furlough. He was teaching a course in my university. And when he came back, you don't know what slides are probably. He was showing slides.
I know slides. Yeah.
You know what? Okay. After the end of the slideshow, they were asking him, what kind of students did you have? And he said there was one student among 20 or 30 students that knew what he was talking about, that he was a genius. And the head of the rich guy who had orange groves in Anaheim at that time, that was before people started building houses. He said, I will pay his way, give me his name, address, and the information. 2 weeks later, I got a letter, if you can come, we are going to pay your way, we heard about you.
Very nice.
That's how I got in this country.
Oh, you got invited to come. That's wonderful. And
I couldn't even dream of coming. But when I got that letter, I said, God is creating opportunities for me.
oh, of course he is. He always does. He always does. Talk a little bit, Luke, about ask about his children.
Okay. What years were they born? What years were they born?
Your children.
I was born.
Your 2 children. Your
My
children.
children, no. One was born in, is going to be 57 in August.
That was
She
about
was born in
63?
1961.
61.
And my son was born in 1963.
63. And tell me a little bit about their children, your grandchildren.
Okay, I'm very happy with my son's children, but my daughter's husband is not very well educated. I have had a misunderstanding with him.
Oh,
He has never worked gainfully,
really?
and my daughter supports him.
Yes.
My daughter is a supervisor of AT&T. She makes enough money for everyone, and they have got 4 or 5 houses.
Oh,
Did Barbara tell you
yes.
about the Burger King?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, okay.
Very, very proud of the real estate there.
Yeah, we worked hard.
Yeah.
I used to do roofing, carpeting, plumbing, everything. So that's how, after school.
So you know a lot about the trades and
I
and
knew
real
nothing
estate.
at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said, go get a snake. I thought, what's a snake? Do I have to get livestock snake to put into the sewer?
For the drain, yeah.
And then I realized that it's a mechanical snake.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like wait.
A real snake? No.
No, like I don't think I really want to see like a rattle or something, pick it up by the tail, get bit and almost die because
In
it's
fact,
poison,
one
and then
time,
go over. And
one
just, I
time,
don't know.
some lady was needing a rope at the apartment. I said, I know where there is one, I just passed by. But I didn't realize that when I picked up the rope, it was an innocent snake. It was a gopher.
Oh, really?
It started moving in my arm and hands. I dropped it, I didn't know what it was.
Oh, boy. I have a question for you. If you could meet any person, either United States or anywhere in the world, just one person, and alive or dead, who would that one person be that you would like to have a day to just talk to?
Oh, okay, it was a priest.
Uh-huh.
He was a distant relative of mine,
Okay.
and his heart was so good.
Was it
He was an Orthodox priest.
Orthodox? Yeah.
Yeah.
Greek Orthodox or?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, Armenian
But,
Orthodox?
yeah, no, he was Armenian Orthodox, which is like Ethiopian Orthodox or Russian Orthodox, Greek
Right.
Orthodox.
Right.
They are all the same
Okay.
or similar.
Is that St. Mark?
So if he had half a loaf of bread, he would share it
Yeah.
with you.
Other
And
centers.
I miss him. He just died a couple of years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
the one person that I wish I could talk to him again.
Oh, good. That's good to know. Tell us a little bit about your travels all over the world. Where have you been?
Oh, we've been, just last July, I was on top of the Alps with 3 gondolas going up. I was playing in the snow. Somebody told me, as long as you are here, why don't you go another half a mile? You will be seeing a big view. And there was a movable bridge. So I went up there and I was glad to see the view from the very top of the Alps. And on the way back in the gondola, I was
What
talking
country
to
was this? In the
3
Alps?
gondolas, 3 levels of gondolas
Right, but which country?
between Switzerland and Germany.
Okay, Switzerland and
You
Germany.
go from
Oh.
Switzerland to
Okay.
Germany
Right.
over the Alps.
Okay.
And this guy told me, I was showing him my book, or showing her my book. He says, give me that book. I said, who are you? He says, how much are you asking for it? I said, $10, because I had made enough money. He says, here are 12 francs. I said, who are you? He says, I'm the mayor of Singapore. And he took the book. Before I had the chance to introduce the book to the lady, it was in my hand. He says, here is 12 francs. That's my book.
That's interesting, huh?
Very strange.
Yeah, very strange.
Actually,
Go ahead.
did you ever serve in the military?
Oh, my mother said a coward's mom never cried. So I have, for 10 years, I avoided the military every which way. In fact, that was one of the reasons that prolonged my schooling. As long as you were in school, you could get postponement every year.
Right.
So I don't like fighting or killing people. I just hate war because my father was captured by Lawrence of Arabia. He served for 11 years. He's got medals. I still have the medals in my possession. And I have a picture of him with the medals. And my father said, I had enough experience in the war, enough for the whole 20 generations. If you can avoid it, don't be a soldier.
There you go. There's other things you can do. You don't have to be a soldier to serve your country.
You could be like in medicine. You could be in
Well,
like.
I'm working as a
technology.
school teacher for the public
There
education.
you go.
That's
That's a kind of
Yeah.
a soldier, you know. It is. There's a Peace Corps. There's ways to.
Police even
you know,
works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
all sorts of ways you can serve.
The firefighters with the Woolsey fire is a great example.
Oh, those
In
firefighters.
fact, I've been a volunteer fire. So what do they call that? Squad, arsenal squad. My son and I have volunteered.
Very good. Very good. What
Okay,
else, what else we got, Luke?
Oh, here we go. So, what church were you raised in?
I was raised in the evangelical church. They used to call them congregational evangelical. And then, like Dr. King's church and my church, we changed the name to United Church of Christ.
I see.
So I was pastor for the United Church of Christ in North Hollywood.
Very good.
I'm an ordained minister.
You're ordained.
At
yeah.
Riverside Church, if you know where that is,
Oh, yes, I do.
in New York.
Yeah.
They ordained me there.
Very nice.
I was examined and ordained.
Very good.
Okay.
And I served a few years in New York and here as a minister.
Where in New York were you?
It was in Long Island,
Oh, Long Island.
and what's the other city? The big city, the Bronx.
The Bronx, yeah.
2 years in the Bronx, 1 year in Long Island.
Very nice.
Or
Very
2
nice.
years actually, 2 or 2.
Okay.
Okay. What was the name of the church when you were young?
Emmanuel,
Emmanuel Church.
yeah,
And is that in Syria when you were
yeah,
there?
Syria,
Oh.
Aleppo.
Okay. Did you ever change churches? Change churches? Change.
Well, these-
Yeah, in fact, I used to travel across Lebanon and Syria on bicycle, buses, and everything else. It's in the book too. I used to open summer schools, Christian summer schools. Start the school and go to another site. I've been to 20 sites, hiring teachers, starting the school, giving them the material, and then move on to the next location.
Very good.
Yeah, in fact, it's in my book,
Oh.
how I moved around creating summer schools, Christian summer schools.
Very nice.
He's MLK.
Very good. Very good.
Very neat. Okay. What church did you raise your children?
Oh, we used to go to Bel Air and Hollywood Press and then Bel Air. Unfortunately, my children didn't continue. As a kid, they went to Sunday school, they got their basic education. We used to meet Reagan there, and Reagan used to put his hand on my son.
Really?
Hi, little kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, once a month he would come attend church at Bel Air.
Very good. Very good. Reagan is a wonderful man.
Muma, have you ever heard of Muma?
I heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was our minister.
Very nice.
What is your most recent church as a member?
Well, they're with
Right.
our church.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
I just remembered. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. What's your most favorite Bible verses or part of the Bible?
Oh, as a kid, when I was growing up, we used to, my first hymn that I learned, Jesus loves me, yes I know. And the other one is, in the arms of Jesus, I will find my refuge.
Yes.
That's another hymn.
Our safety. Yeah.
And another one is, once to come to many, home Christian, what is that? In my wedding I had it sang, Sweet Home or something.
Sweet home.
Yeah, I forgot about it. It's a hymn.
Sweet Home. I keep thinking of Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
for some
No,
reason.
it's not. That's not a hymn.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's just
not-
a song.
Okay. What are your favorite hobbies?
My hobby is writing, reading, and science, and anything. But I don't like watching TV anymore. I don't like politics, but occasionally I hear about it. But I like to watch science and biology. Like today, I was teaching biology,
Were you?
and I like writing poetry.
You too.
When I was 14, I published my first poem.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Luke is writing.
And then my short, when I was 15, I wrote a short story in Armenian.
Very nice.
And now I'm writing in English.
What's your favorite part of science? Science. What's
Science.
your favorite part?
Oh, earth science.
Earth science.
Yeah.
Oh, geology?
Geology, about earthquakes and
Like gems and that sort of
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
I actually have a really big fond for that sort of thing too. Like I've always loved like
Volcanoes,
Sure,
earthquakes, and yeah, earth science.
What do you think of the big changes in weather with the storms and all of that?
Oh, I'm worried about it because man has a hand in it.
Yes.
I think we are affecting the universal weather, at least on our own planet.
the greenhouse gases,
Yeah.
especially.
Pollution.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of music?
Oh, I'm ashamed of country music.
You like country? Yeah, very good. Who's your favorite
I'm
country?
15. I love country music. It's great.
In fact, my son his friends, we were listening to the radio in my car to country music. When they came, he says, Daddy, turn it off. I don't want my friends know that I like country music.
What's your favorite country western singer?
Oh, Johnny Cash.
You like Johnny
And then
Cash,
that other song, I was blind, now I can see. What was the author's name?
Oh,
No more darkness, no more. No more darkness, no more. I was blind, now I can see.
Yeah.
Who is the author of that?
I'm sorry. I can't.
I think I know which song you're talking about.
It's
I just
based
can't
on
think of the author.
In fact, they made a movie out of it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Actually, have you ever been to a concert or?
What's your
Concert?
favorite concert you've
Yeah.
been to? Like
Yeah.
somebody that's played in live music?
Well, somebody forced me to go to classical, and now I like Bach.
You like
but the
Bach.
first time I heard it, I didn't like it.
I see.
I was so bored. And now I love listening to Bach.
Bach is beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my last question. How would you like to be remembered?
So,
how would you
so
like
like
to be remembered?
your homily when you leave
oh.
this earth, how would you like people to remember you?
Well, he tried to do his best to be genuine and authentic.
There you go. Very good. Very good. I like that very much. I wish more people would do that. Avo, thank you so much for the interview.
Yes, thank you.